Welcome to Can I Park Here? Brought to you by FindAFashionTruck.com. Nashay and Estrell's mission is to inspire future and existing small business owners. They don't claim to be experts. They're simply trying to figure this all out, just like you.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Can I Park Here podcast, brought to you by FindAFashionTruck.com. My name is Nashay Snow. Today, it's just going to be me. My co-host, Estrell Riles, is actually preparing for a craft fair this weekend. So as we speak, she's building a rack for her wall hangings. You got me. And we are lining up for October several awesome mobile boutiques. So stay tuned. It's just been a little tricky with timing. I swear, I don't know about you guys, but for us, it's been like insane. I was in Atlanta last week. I just got back from Austin. So I'm finally kind of settling in and kind of trying to get back to a normal schedule. So, and as soon as I'm trying to get back to a normal schedule, of course, Estrell is now like preparing for an event. So I think next week we'll finally be able to like really, kind of get back to the normal FindAFashionTruck.com business. But until then, what I wanted to talk to you guys about were business cards. And you're like, business cards, are they important? Should I still get them? Do people still use them? And yes, they are crazy important. After just coming off of 2 different trips and also like going into stores and sometimes like pitching my products, I cannot tell you how or expressed how important it is to still kind of leave your calling card with people. And I know normally, when you meet someone now, of course you might, put, their number into your phone, but there's still something like very tangible about handing someone a card, because I've put several people's numbers in my phone and I'm like forgetful. So I'll be like, well, what was that person's name? And why did I put their number in my phone? But if I find like their business card that has like, their name, their email address and the website and whatever type of business they're in, then it kind of jogs my memory like, oh yeah, I need to get back with this person. Let me make sure, I shoot them off an email or give them a call. So yes, business cards are still important, and you want a business card that's really nice. And so, because first impressions are everything, and even second impressions, because when they find your business card in their wallet or their purse, if it's pretty cool, then that makes them want to connect with you even more, right? And so if you are a mobile boutique or owner or just a boutique owner in general, you want people to remember you. You want your style to be reflected on that business card. So absolutely, you don't want anything cheesy. You don't want anything flimsy. You do want it to be very professional. So today will be a bit of a mini episode. I'm going to go through just kind of different types of files that you'll need, what to look for in design. I'm going to provide like a link to my personal business card board so you can see what like good business cards look like. And then I'm also going to give you like 4 of like my top places to get business cards. And it just actually depends on what I'm looking for, like the type of paper, or it depends on like what size I'm looking for. Like, do I want something funky like a square? Do I want something that kind of feels like suede? It just all depends. And these places are also good for other things too. Like if you want to get really nice tags printed for your merchandise in your truck, or, some of them also do stickers too. So if you want to get stickers put onto your bag, these places all do really kind of nice print work for that type of stuff. We have had some people leave us some voicemails on the SpeakPipe that's on our site. Like if you go to startafashiontruck.com/podcast, you'll see a place where you can click a button and actually leave us a voice recording. So we've gotten a couple of questions, and so we will air them in future episodes and address those questions. We've also received some questions via Facebook and email, just asking us general questions about, for example, trying to find out more, about insurance on your truck. So what we're going to do is for the future episodes that we have with mobile boutique owners, we're going to make sure that we incorporate some of those questions, just to make sure that you guys are getting what you need when, either starting a mobile boutique or looking for new things to improve your mobile boutique. So coming soon in October. So I just wanted those that have already reached out to us to know that we have received it and it's on our list of to-do. And then also thank you to everyone who has recommended people for us to interview. So we have reached out to some of the people that you all have recommended. And so, hopefully they respond back with a yes. But I just wanted to let you all know that we did put that out there. Let's see what else before I get into everything on business cards. Oh, the only other thing I just wanted to mention that was going on with my personal business, because I kind of told you guys, for example, with Shopify and everything, that I would share with you guys some lessons learned about various things as I try to build my side business. So I run a website that I've mentioned to you guys before, creativeroute.com. And on that site, I sell laser cut goodies, primarily light switch plates. I design them and then I cut them out, sand and oil them. Also create other wood art pieces that can be leaned against a wall or put into a frame. I do little wooden rulers, things like that. And so last episode, I mentioned that I'm normally a WordPress person, but since everybody recommended Shopify, that I switched over. So since switching over, I've been trying to think of new ways to kind of market myself to make my first sale on Shopify, because I'm already on Etsy. I've made some sales on Etsy, but now it's how do I kind of redirect people to my website? And so we probably all kind of struggle with this a little bit, right? Getting people to notice us and then also want to purchase. So I just wanted to share with you guys a small win. And some of you guys may have done this before, but you know how there are Facebook ads or Twitter ads. Well, Astrell told me about an Instagram website where for Etsy sellers, where you can get your product featured. You pay $20 and they have, thousands and thousands of followers, and then they'll feature your product and then people like it and hopefully follow you and so forth. And so I was like, it's $20, right? Can't beat that. It's on Instagram, and I don't have time necessarily to put as much effort into Instagram, especially my personal Creative Route IG account. So I was like, maybe this will help. And my goodness, thank goodness for Astrell. The little image went up, on Tuesday at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. 2-3 hours later, the image had 1,000 likes. I got 150 new Instagram followers, and I got 5 sales out of it. Wow. And so even some of the new followers, once I post my images on Instagram, they might even end up buying some stuff in the future. So it was great because it really let me know my Shopify site worked. Some people purchased on Shopify and some purchased on Etsy, because I guess when they went to my Instagram account, I had both links available. Yeah, it kind of worked out. So long story short, ads do work. Marketing does work. I think it's finding what works best for you. So for example, I've done ads on Etsy and that really didn't help my sales at all. Facebook, depending on what business I was using it for, sometimes it helped get more likes or sales and sometimes it didn't. So my advice to you is for your particular industry, whatever you're selling, crafts, fashion, whatever, try to find different ways to put yourself out there. And maybe it is finding a popular Instagram account, a legit one, where maybe they will feature your product or feature your truck. And that will help get you more exposure. So I just, I was kind of happy about how that turned out. And I thought I would just pass that on. But okay, let's talk about business cards. So I'm going to nerd out for just a few minutes. So hold on just a few minutes because before I kind of get into where to buy business cards, I think it's important for you guys to know some of the terminology used, because they're going to want, for example, different file types to be uploaded in order for you to get something printed. So I just wanted to quickly go over those file types because if you're not a designer, it's good that you understand it. So if you're working with a designer in person or online, you know what to ask for and you kind of have at least a general understanding of what these different file types are. The first just definition I just wanted to go over is whenever you hear native file, like I think you guys have heard me say that word or those words in the past, like make sure to ask your designer for the native file, for example, for your logo. And essentially what that is it's the actual file that the logo or design, whatever it is, was created in. So for example, most designers work in Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. And so a Photoshop file is like the PSD file, Illustrator file is like the AI file. And all this will be in the show notes, so you don't have to write any of it down. I just wanted you guys to be aware of that. So anytime you get a logo created, it'd be really nice if they would give you like the native files. And so that way, if you need to change it in the future and you're not still working with that designer, someone else can pick it up and modify it if necessary. Also, I just wanted to talk quickly about the difference between a vector file or vector art and raster art. So whenever you hear vector, just think about this. It's not an image. It's usually like some type of illustration. Most logos are vectors, and vectors saved in the right format, like an AI or EPS or editable PDF, they can be scaled to like billboard size, and you don't have to worry about them being pixelated because since it's a vector file. It's like, not to nerd out too much, but it's using mathematics like in order to create like the image. And so you're able to scale it. And then you have like a raster file. And a raster file is just think of an image, a photo. And a photo can be saved out at different resolutions. So it could be what's considered a small resolution, which is 72 DPI, and DPI stands for dots per inch, or a very large resolution, 300 DPI, and that allows it to be printed or displayed really large. Okay. And so just know that if a designer creates your logo, normally it's going to be in Illustrator because it's a vector file, which is great. And so it's scalable. But if they create it in, let's say, Photoshop, what they need to do is also provide you different formats that are 300 DPI. So they can be printed in large formats. In the show notes, I also have the different types of raster files, like a JPEG, which most of you all are familiar with, a TIFF and a PNG and a GIF. And I explain like the difference between all of them. Like essentially a JPEG is a compressed file. You can save it high resolution or low resolution. A TIFF is when you want something to be really, really big normally, a higher resolution. You want the best quality. So, you might save something out as a TIFF, or your designer might. PNG is, let's say if you save a logo out of Photoshop or Corel or whatever you're using, and you want your logo not to have like a white or black background when you put it over another image, you would save it as a PNG, but just make it transparent. And this is important if you're working in a raster program like Photoshop. If you have a vector file, and hopefully I haven't lost you guys at this point, you don't have to worry about that, because if it's saved out in the right format, like an EPS, for example, it's going to automatically do that. And then you have a GIF, and most of you guys are familiar with like animated GIFs. We see it all over the place, and that's a low resolution file. So the last thing I'll just mention is some things you might see when you go to a printer is CMYK and RGB, and these are the different types of color. So CMYK stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, and RGB stands for red, green, and blue. And normally, most online printers want you to save your file as a CMYK file. You could just ask your designer to save it out, or if you're doing this yourself, like usually there's an option for CMYK or RGB, and then you could choose the appropriate one depending on what that printer is asking for. RGB is normally used, for like images only going in the email or on your website, but some printers do use it. Like your home printer probably uses RGB, but most professional printers want you to save it out as CMYK, which is a 4-color process, and the colors do look slightly different. So that is all I will say about that. I have Astrel in my head right now, like, oh my God, you've nerded out, you've lost people. So if you have any questions about file formats and how to get them, how to make them, what to ask your designer, just leave a question on the show notes. You could just type in business cards or 31 for episode 31, and the show notes will come right up, and then I can answer any questions you might have. But I just want to kind of end a little bit with like favorite online printers. And you guys, swear you're going to love these printers. Our number one printer is moo.com. It's MOO.com, and we'll put a link in the show notes. These cards are like beautiful, especially if you get the right designs, and they actually have design templates that you could choose from, which is even cooler. So if you have your logo and it's saved out in the right format, you drop your logo, into the template online at Moo, and bada bing, bada bam, you have like these beautiful business cards, and they have multiple sizes. They used to do like a very unique size that wasn't like a standard business card, but now they have a standard business card size you could choose. You can choose to have like color on the edges if you want to. You can, and this is really good for boutiques, like, especially if you're selling your own stuff or if you really want to stand apart. Moo allows you, so you can have like one side that'll have like your standard information, like your name, your email address, and website. But on the back, they will allow you, I believe it's up to 25 images. So let's say if you have different products you want to showcase, they will let you upload up to 25 images. And then they will let's say if you got 100 printed or 500 printed or whatever, they'll just kind of split it up equally and give you business cards that have like different backs. And that just kind of adds like a little something, especially like if somebody comes to your like mobile boutique and they're like, it's almost like trading cards or collection, or people like just having a choice. And if they see your business cards have different backgrounds, like the fact that they could choose the background that they really like, it just adds something special. So that's one thing that we really like about Moo. And then also know that Moo does have like square business cards. If you really like letterpress, like the letterpress look, and that's kind of when you see those business cards and basically the text that's printed on it is almost like indented. So when you touch the card, you can kind of feel where kind of the text has been, or where the text is on the paper. And I love letterpress, but it just kind of adds like this elegant feel. And they also have like what they call their Luxe line. So if you want like let's say a really thick business card that has like a really kind of slick feel to it, they have that. So, go on there, take a look. They always have sales, so sign up for their newsletter. I mean, it's great. And so that's for business cards. But like I said, they also sell like postcards and note cards. You could get gift cards printed, greeting cards, stickers, letterhead. I mean, sky is the limit. They are my number one. I do go to some of the other printers that I'm about to mention, but Moo is my number one. I mean, every time I hand out any of my business cards, people are always like, ooh, this is nice. So consider using it for your business card, your tags, your stickers, whatever. Okay. Sorry. That's all I'll say about that. Can you tell I love Moo? Okay. And then I'll quickly go over the other ones. Jack Prints, JAK prints.com, which will also be in the show notes. I actually, before I heard about Moo, I used to use them a lot. And they're a great professional printer. Check them out. They have a lot of options. They also do stickers, but they do t-shirts too. But they're great. So you can sign up for their newsletter to see if, they're having any sales. Vistaprint is a popular one. I've never personally used Vistaprint, but Astrell loves them. And, they're very affordable. Like even right now, they're having like an up to 40% off postcards, flyers, and more with promo code marketing. And no, I'm not getting paid to say that. So probably Vistaprint is one of the more affordable ones. And I think the quality of their products have really improved, because I remember years ago it was so, but they have really nice stuff now. So definitely check them out. And they also have like, you get marketing material, business cards, invitations, you name it. And the last one that I'll mention is Overnight Prints. So as the name suggests, you can get them very quickly. And they also have like business cards, posters, flyers. I think the only thing they don't have is stickers. I don't remember seeing stickers on their website, but they have a lot, and they also, I believe, are very affordable. So I would check out the 4 sites and see kind of what works for you, what works for your budget, what style works for you. They all have different templates, design templates, except maybe for Jack. I think Jack mostly works with like professional designers. So I don't know if they have any design templates, but I know the other ones do. But that makes it really easy, especially if you're not a designer and you can't afford a designer, or you just don't want to pay for a designer, then you can use some of the templates that are available on the site. And I'll also just mention one more place to go for designs. I know we've mentioned Fiverr in the past. Like if you're in a real pinch, you could go to Fiverr and have like someone design like a card or a logo for $5. No, like that's like really if you're in a pinch, because you kind of get what you get for $5, right? Mom always said, you get what you pay for. But there's another place too. And as a designer, it kind of hurts me to say this because, for our profession, it's like sites like this, sometimes they kind of take away the business from like designers who really kind of appreciate the art of like working with someone and making sure that, you're creating designs that really match their brand. But, as a designer too, I understand like sometimes it's not in everyone's budget to actually afford that kind of customization, and you don't have maybe even the time to work with a one-on-one with a designer. And so sometimes these type of websites might be best because it's quick, it's crowdsourcing because you get a bunch of designs from a bunch of people, and then you're able to have like more of a variety. So I can kind of see the pros and cons of it. But anywho, long story short, there's a website called 99designs.com, and it's 99designs.com. We'll have a link in the show notes. And you can, for $99, you can submit like your idea, what you're looking for, and then like all of these designers kind of get with you, and then if you see something that you like, you can then say, I want that one, and I believe work with them to like customize it a little bit more. So I've read a lot of good stuff. I've never used them, of course, but I've read a lot of good stuff about them, and it's 100% money back guarantee. So if it's weird if you don't want to pay $5 because you want to have something that's a little bit more custom, but you can't afford necessarily, let's say $350 to $600 for a custom logo with like a local designer. The 99 Designs is like that good in between, and it still allows you possibly to get like a quality logo. So I just mention this because as you're getting business cards, you need a logo to go on it. Most of you already have a logo, but if you don't have a logo yet, you might want to consider this. And I just wanted to throw it out there because I've read about it, at least this company a lot, and heard it on some of the other blogs. But anywho, that is really it. So this is sort of a mini episode. I'm almost at like the 30-minute mark. I hope you all found this to be helpful. If so, please let me know. And like I said, if you all have any questions, please send me a note and I'll be happy to answer it. Estrell will too. But if you don't have business cards, there's no excuse, because out of those 4 sites, you can get affordable business cards. And it's a way to connect with your customers, connect with people in general, like vendors and other people that you might even meet when you're not working, so they remember you and they can find you. But anywho, that is all for this episode. Thank you for listening in. Check us out, upcoming episodes. We really are excited about some of the people we're going to have coming on. And hopefully everything works out so we can get that first interview we have lined up by next week. But check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. Just look for findafashiontruck.com. And as always, please rate and review us and subscribe on iTunes. And if you have any ideas for future shows, anything that you guys want us to talk about, let us know. And we'll make sure that we do our research and cover it, or talk about what we know, or, find the experts and get them on the show. Have a wonderful day, and you guys take care. Bye.